Hey, Tubies! This is Bob Hickman. It is so rocking to be with you guys. Well, I tell you, I'm just having a witchy day today. I got on my Pinnacle t-shirt and I'm just feeling it. Anyways, I want to come here and show you, I'm wearing a really cool piece of jewelry today. And it kind of deals with the subject of our video. Some of you guys probably have seen me wear this before, but for those of you who are new, this is one of my pieces of jewelry. I love jewelry. I'm always collecting it. This is my little silver Book of Shadows. And it's got a little emerald crystal in it. Isn't that beautiful? And I've been wearing this because I've been working on my Book of Shadows today and thinking about mystical things. And you're going to say, what's a Book of Shadows? Well, most of you have been here know what that is. But for those of you who are new, this is a Book of Shadows. It's a Wiccan spell book. For those of us who do Wicca, we create books where we keep our magical information in, our spells, all of our information. It's kind of like a Wiccan Bible in a way. And every witch has, a Book of Shadows that's sacred to them. Things they collect, things that are sacred. And, I recently acquired some really cool stuff to add to my Book of Shadows. And I thought I would share it with you today. Now, many of you know that I really believe in working with the timing of the moon. And what some people who are new to Wicca may not know is that the moon actually traverses through every house of the zodiac through the month. So about every 28 and a half days, it moves through the houses of the zodiac through the night sky. And when the moon is in each of the zodiac houses, it has power that is specific to it and available. So this is why when you work with the moon, a lot of people say, well, use waxing moon, which is when the moon's growing larger, to draw things to you, to have wealth and prosperity, for example. Use the full moon for blessings. Use the waning moon to decrease, for example, decrease illness or decrease struggle. These are good, but within all of that, within the 3 phases of the moon, there are also the 12 signs. And so if you explore the 12 signs of the zodiac, that will add a little extra power and focus to your spellcraft. Now, Lady Angela, who is the high priestess of the Order of the Purple Court, and she also owns a store called RareWiccaSpells.com, which is my favorite witch store. She creates her own sets of custom spell parchments, and I'm always buying stuff over there. And I just recently purchased some new stuff that I want to share with you, which I think is really exciting. This is her newest set of spells called When the Moon is In. And what that is it tells about each sign of the zodiac and the energies of the moon that are available in each sign. Like, for example, today I was reading my Witch's Almanac, okay? And if you want to know about the moon phases, you might want to pick up a copy of that, which also you can get at Rare Wicca Spells. But every day it lists a zodiac sign, and it tells what sign the moon is in, what phase, and what some of the transits are. And so, for example, today, March 16th, we are in Cancer today, the sign of Cancer, Cancer the crab. When we talk about the zodiac sign Cancer, it doesn't mean the disease. Cancer is the ancient Latin word for crab. And in fact, the disease cancer came from that when they first saw cancer cells, they looked like crabs. So they called it cancer from the Latin name. But anyways, so we're in the sign of Cancer, the crab today. And according to this chart, when the moon is in Cancer, the theme of that sign is nurturing and belonging. Then there are 2 columns here, what to seek out and what to avoid. So the things that you should seek out, for example, today while the moon is in Cancer, seek out safe spaces to fill into your emotions. Work from home, family bonds, nature, friends, nurture, stock up the pantry. You see, so these are things you want to focus on, kind of being safe, being at home, nurturing, and enjoying each other. These are what the energies of Cancer are. Now, the things to avoid during the time of Cancer: public exposure, tasks that need strict objectivity, emotional eating and overindulgence in nostalgia or regret. You see, so when we're in Cancer, our emotions are much more tempted towards indulgence, and so we have to work on a little balance there. But this is wonderful because if you're working on spellcraft, you know where the strengths are for the day and where the weaknesses are. And depending on whether you're in waxing moon or waning moon, you can work with those energies either to enhance or to banish. So I would really recommend you pop over to Lady Angela's website, Rare Wicca Spells. Pick yourself up a copy of When the Moon is In. It'll be a treasured addition to your Book of Shadows, I promise you. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Bob, that's really cool. I could really get into that. Well, of course you can, and I do too, because I love astrology. And for those of you who are really into that moon energy and that moon in the house of Zodiac energy, she's made special pages for every Zodiac sign. I bought the whole complete set. It's cheaper if you just buy the whole set outright. But I bought all 12 Zodiac signs. So, for example, here is, because we're in Cancer, here's the pages for Cancer. I won't read all this because it's very complex. It goes really in depth, but it basically tells about, the energies of the moon, how to work with it, what the timing is, all of that. Really, really powerful. For example, I'll just read a small section here. It says, Moon in cardinal water sign of Cancer. When the moon is in the cardinal sign, Cancer, emotional extremes are quite common, as is actions based on impulse alone. Be wary of the tendency to be more touchy or sensitive emotionally during this time. When in water element sign Cancer, be cautious of your own or other people's extreme emotional states. This transition of the moon through Cancer is marked by people's exaggerated emotions or withdrawal. Now, see, isn't that very fascinating? And there's a lot more. I mean, we've got 2 whole pages of detailed information. So if you want to kind of enhance your spellcraft and, work with magic a little more, I would recommend that you really pop over to Lady Angela's site, Rare Wicca Spells. I would actually pick up both of these. This is good for just a quick snapshot. And then if you really want to get into it, you can buy each Zodiac sign. So I've got literally all 12 of them here. And as you can see, we've got like the moon in Aquarius. Every one is 2 pages. We've got the moon in Aries. Okay, 2 pages of that. The moon in Libra. You see, I've got 24 pages here of spellcraft information related to moon, the lunar zodiac, basically. So I'm going to encourage you guys, do yourself a favor, jump over there and explore. I was reading here in this book, The Wiccan Book of Ceremonies and Rituals. This is by Patricia Telesco, one of my favorite books. It's an older book, but I thought I'd just read a little bit about moon magic here for you guys, because I thought you might enjoy that. So, hold on just a second here. Let me pop over here. This is from Chapter 3, Magic in the Moon. And it says, the ancients believed that witches received power from the moon. The idea may have started in Greece, where Hecate, the goddess of the underworld and the moon, was the patroness of witches. Whatever the reason, while the Wiccan wheel commemorates the movement of the sun and the seasons of the earth, the moon also figures prominently into magical rites. For one thing, many spells and charms include lunar timing as part of their instructions, according to either the moon's phase or its placement among the stars. Second, esbats, which come between the Sabbats previously covered, are rituals that honor the moon's cycles and symbolism. The most frequently observed esbats are those of the full moon and the dark moon. As the moon waxes, it represents the maiden brimming with potential. Wiccans use this phase of the moon to accent spells and rituals for growth, opportunity, cultivating skills or attributes, and improved productivity. As it reaches fullness, it is the mother, the giver of life and creative power. This phase is suited to magic for accomplishment, completing projects, personal development, both literal and figurative fertility. In waning, the moon becomes the crone, an astute guide to the great mysteries. Throughout this phase, the moon slowly shrinks into darkness, a symbolic 3-day death, only to be reborn again. Magic during this phase focuses on banishing our shadows, protection, and manifesting wisdom and maturity. Besides this symbolism, each month's moons, both full and dark, were named by the ancients. These names can give your lunar observations throughout the year a more unique focus, if you so choose. Beginning in January, the full wolf moon's theme is how to tenaciously search out what we need. The dark, quiet moon reveals the value of silence and contemplation. Come February, the storm moon turns our attention onto the light around that helps guide us through difficult times. The dark hunger moon gives us pause to be grateful for that which we have and for the earth's providence. In March, that's where we are now. In March, the full plow moon, which is going to be coming up in a few days, gives us illumination with which to cultivate our spirits. And the dark seed moon provides the time to plant the attributes necessary to a growing soul. Other names to consider for focal points in your lunar observation include, and they go through every month, which I won't go through, but I would encourage you also, try to get a copy of this book if you want to work with the moon magic. They got wonderful rituals in here. And if you combine your rituals along with, Lady Angela's spells and magic, you're going to have an awesome time. You really will. So I'm going to encourage you, go over to rarewiccaspells.com, check out the spells, check out the Zodiac spells and the lunar magic spells. You won't be disappointed. Anyways, just want to bring that here for you guys today. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow we're going to do another video on magic, and we'll have that tomorrow as well, more on Wiccan magic, so make sure to be back here. This is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be with you. Listen, like this, favorite, share it with your friends. Make sure to hit subscribe. We would love you to be part of our channel. If you've been watching and you're saying, wow, I have a lot of fun with these videos, hit subscribe. Be part of our scene here. We all have a lot of fun and we get along greatly. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Blessings to you.